Alright, hello you guys, welcome to another Pet Adventures live stream. As always, I'd like you guys to tell me if you can see me and hear me and everything is quite okay. I hope that it's not too smudgy. I hope you guys didn't hear anything when I did that, but I'm just trying to make sure there aren't any like smudges in my my webcam. So today, for today's live stream, I'm only going to keep this short. I'm only going to be here for about, I want to say like 30 minutes or something like that. Today I actually gotta head out to my job, so I'm not gonna be here for too long. But today, my overall, sorry guys, 1 second. My overall agenda for this live stream today is just going to be quickly answering some questions, and specifically frequently asked questions that are usually on my channel. And believe it or not, you guys, I was actually going to make we'll have a live stream out a lot earlier, but guess what? I freaking got sick, and I didn't just get a little sick. Like, I got really sick, and my boyfriend got sick, and like, everyone's just been really sick. So for the past few days, I've been really sick, and now I have to go to my first day for my new job. I work at a clothing store now, so yeah, I just want to keep this short. I just want to be on here for like 30 minutes, so we're not going to be on here very long, but I wanted to do kind of like not a rapid question kind of a thing, but I kind of just wanted to go through some questions that I get asked pretty often. So, hi everyone, how are you? I hope everything is good. We don't have that many people today. What happened? I've had like up to, like, what is it, 30 or 40 people in here before. I guess maybe some of you guys are like still in school. Okay, doesn't matter though, because, ow, I freaking hit myself. I'm gonna go through a bunch of questions that I get asked all the time. So if you guys have any questions that you want to ask me here on the chat, do so, but I'm gonna try to pick out only ones that I hear on a pretty often basis. So I'm gonna go through some of my comments now. Okay, and so, you know, talk amongst yourselves if you need to. Okay, so one of the questions that I get asked sometimes, and this is just one that I found on my comments, is can you use a bin cage for mice? And my answer for any kind of plastic cage is at your own risk. Now, bin cages aren't exactly unsafe. They're not going to hurt your mouse or anything like that. But mice do have the potential to chew out of that cage. So, and mice, in my opinion, sometimes they could be more of chewers than rats can, from my own personal experience. Again, you guys, I'm coming over a sickness, so that's why my voice sounds a little bad. But, yeah, when it comes to, like, bin cages for any kind of, like, especially never a gerbil. I would never recommend it for a gerbil. Some people ask me that too. Absolutely not, because gerbils are crazy chewers, crazy diggers. No, it's just not gonna happen. No, I would never allow that. Okay, how do I get my gerbil to not hate me? That's kind of a frequently asked question too. Some people often ask me, how do I get my rat, my mouse, my gerbil to often, like, get more used to you. And all it really comes down to is just spending a lot of time with your little animal that you have. So, and basically just coming around the cage all the time and not forcing your animal to come out of its cage when it doesn't feel comfortable. Where did I get my rats? I got my rats, well, Charlie is from my first job that I had. He was a feeder rat, and then Oscar is from PetSmart, and just last December I ended up losing Lucky because he was really, really old, and so yeah, I don't have Lucky anymore, but I got him from also the same place as Charlie. So alright, so let me go through some more questions over here. If I can find it. I mean, of course I'll find some, but I just gotta go through a lot. Y'all gotta stop asking me to help you out with, like, certain projects. Like, I'm all for helping you guys, but, like, some of you guys ask me to do weird stuff for your school projects. I'm like, guys, no. Oh, probably one of the most frequently asked questions is, where did I get my rat cage? So, let me see if I can kind of, like, yeah. So, this right here is my bottom cage here. That's my main cage for my rats, right? And you can see my fleece up here that I've washed. That's clean fleece. And then the top one that I have now, nowadays I just use that for when I want to feed Oscar and Charlie separately. I have to feed them separately because Oscar, like, likes to stash his food, and then Charlie eats it all. So because of that, you can actually see Oscar sleeping in his bed. Can you see him? He's sleeping in his bed. So anyways, Oscar started losing some weight because Charlie eats too much. So I do have to separate them, and I put them up there. But I got this a long time ago from PetSmart, and it was the rat starter kit cage. And I think it is good if you have, like, 2 rats, but if you had more than 2 rats, I would say it's pushing it. So okay, let me come back over here to you guys. Why are my female mice fighting when now I added a new girl into the tank? Well, that's pretty standard stuff. Yeah, Lucky passed away on Christmas Day, which is pretty sad, but Lucky was very old. I mean, he could live as long as his heart could take him, you know, because he was a rat that lived alone, you know, and because of that, you know, and he didn't get much exercise, in my opinion. He did live a good life as far as, like, he did get to bond with me for sure, 100%. I know he loved me without a doubt, and I definitely loved him, but I tried to give him the best life that I could, provided that I don't have much space, and I did what I could for him. So, but he was an old rat, so it's not like he was a young rat. He didn't die from anything crazy. He got really old, and he kind of just started slowing down. So it's not as sad as it sounds, I guess. But when female mice fight each other, that can be quite common when you add a brand new one. There's all kinds of things that you have to do before you add a new mouse into the cage. But you can never just like drop a new mouse into the tank. I don't care what anyone's told you. Phoenix, I don't know how much he weighs. He's gained more weight recently. But Phoenix is at least 3 years old now. And he's 3 feet now. 3 feet, I believe. Anyway, yeah, when it comes to mice, you have to go through a whole introduction process. First of all, you have to quarantine them. Keep them in a separate cage away from the other mice, any new mice that you got. And then you want to keep them in that small cage and then kind of observe them for at least like 3 weeks, I would say, just in case. And then after that, I would probably recommend that I would recommend that you clean the cage. After that, you clean the main cage so that it doesn't smell like anybody. And then you can add the new mice in and watch closely. Do not leave them alone. And the very first night or first day that you introduce the new mice to the regular mice that you already have, sorry guys, when you do that, you want to kind of closely observe them and do not leave them in overnight. I cannot stress this enough. Mice will tear each other apart. They are big fighters if you do not watch it and you do not do the right things. Well, not the right things. I don't want to say like stereotypical right, but like the things that have been known to work, I guess. What size tank do you have to have mice? Are they big runners? They are big runners, 100%. I had like a lot of mice at one point, as you guys know, and I had to get a large wheel, and 100% you do need a big wheel. I don't mean a small wheel, I mean a big wheel. And minimum you should get, if you're gonna get the minimum, sorry you guys, I'm still so sick sometimes. The minimum is like 20 gallons long, I guess. What is Bumblefoot? Why can't they have a big wheel? No, you are supposed to have a big wheel. You're not supposed to have a small wheel. And Bumblefoot is basically these infectious bumps that happen for a few reasons. The infectious bumps happen on their foot, and this can happen with hamsters, rats, mice, you name it. Bumblefoot comes from a series of things. It can come from if they don't have enough like nourishment in their diet. It can happen if they're running on like a mesh wheel or something like that, and or if they have like a mesh cage or anything like that. So you really gotta watch out for that. However, Bumblefoot is 100% curable as long as you stop it before it gets too crazy. So I have Blue Coat, B-L-U-K-O-T-E, Blue Coat. It helps for infections. So I have that. If you buy that on Amazon, it cures any kind of Bumblefoot as long as you get it early. So that's why I've never had a problem with Bumblefoot. So I remember when Lucky had it several times, cured it right away every time. Fancy goldfish. Yes, we have some fancy goldfish, as you can see back there. And we have a couple of plecos back there too. As you guys know, we keep a lot of the, we keep some Ryukins. There are obviously lots of little red-capped Orandas that we recently got too. So those are pretty good. And, you know, fancy goldfish, in my opinion, a lot of people will tell you that you can't keep a lot of fancy goldfish in a 40 breeder. But, you guys, like, come on, you gotta stop listening to every single thing that you hear. Like, just because someone tells you something does not mean it's true. If I have kept all these goldfish successfully in tanks like this, and I haven't really had an issue, don't worry about it. Those comments are very healthy. All we do is we do about, I mean, you could do water changes about 3 times a week, and you're good. So, alright, let me try to go back to some of my more frequently asked questions, I guess. Oh, okay. This was a cool question. Someone said, can you explain the necklace that I see you wear all the time? So this is a choker that I got when I was in the Florida Keys, which is now unfortunately damaged, I guess, because of the hurricane that we had this past few months ago, I guess. But this necklace I got from the Florida Keys when my mom came to visit me, and I guess sometimes it kind of makes me think of her. And my mom lives somewhere in Texas, so yeah, I kind of like wearing it because it reminds me of a good old time when I went to Florida Keys with her. So okay, just gonna go through my questions. Okay, some people ask me what should I get? Female mice, male mice. Female rats, male rats. In my opinion, when it comes to the rats, it really doesn't matter. Because rats are pack animals no matter what. So if you get girls or boys... I think I'm going to sneeze. I don't know. I might sneeze. Hold on. No, it's not coming. It's not coming. It might come later. But, so, it doesn't really matter when it comes to rats. A lot of people ask me this, but when it comes to rats, it doesn't really matter. They say that females are more active. If that's the only thing that you really want, then that's fine. But from my experience, rats are rats. They're pack animals. They love being with each other. So, as far as that goes, it's fine. But there is a big crucial difference between keeping male mice and female mice. The big factor here is that you can't really keep male mice with other male mice. So if you're looking to keep a colony of cute little mice, you need to get females only. If you want to just have one little mouse to bond with, then just get a male, okay? And males very often, from my experience, males are very often more territorial, even towards us humans. Sorry, guys. But they often are a lot more territorial, just in general. And you can't go around fixing a male mouse, okay? It's risky. It is risky, and you don't want to have to spend your money on a male mouse that you just fixed that may have not survived the procedure, because putting a tiny little animal like that under the sleeping medications, anesthesia is like, ugh, it can be risky. So it's kind of whatever you prefer. Okay, I'm a huge fan of your channel. You have helped me a lot. I am very young, and I am starting a pet videos because I have a couple of pets. Oh, that's so nice. Okay, I'm not taking any rats out today, guys, okay? No rats out. Because, you know, am I getting choppy or what? It says that my stream connection is bad. I'm surprised because it says my stream's bad right now. I don't know. If it's good for you guys, it's good for you guys. I guess it's fine. Okay. What are your fish's names? Oh my gosh. We have so many fish's names. I can't name them all. Alright. Come on, you guys. Ask me some frequent questions. Something you think that you hear from me a lot. Would you ever have pet birds or an African grey cockatiel? Okay, no. When it comes to birds, a lot of people ask me this on my channel, but when it comes to birds, typically, no, not really. I mean, it's kind of confusing because I love birds. I've interacted with actually a lot of birds because of my first job. We sold exotic birds on the regular. But it's so with me because I feel like birds are just these very free creatures. They're more free than a lot of pets that we keep. And I'm just not sure. At the same time, they make great pets. I mean, it's really I don't know, a twister for me. I'm not sure. Okay, I'm just looking through some of my comments here too, so. I don't have to talk about what I feed my rats because I recently did a video on that, you guys. You guys should know that by now. Get with the program, What kind of rats do I have? They're just like typical, like top-eared rats. Yeah, so, I mean, nothing crazy there. Well, some people ask me, okay, this is a good question. Adopting from like, getting a rat from a pet store as a feeder or breeder. A lot of people ask me that, and in my opinion, when it comes to the quality of the rat, it generally does not matter. And I say this from my own experience. All the rats I've gotten were from different places. Oscar, I got him from a pet store, regular chain pet store that you guys all know, PetSmart. So there's that. And then I got Charlie from my first job. Charlie was actually a little bit sick when I got him. He was just a little baby. He was a tiny bit sick when I got him because of the conditions that they had him in. But he came from my first job. He was a feeder. Okay? And then Lucky came from the same place. All completely different personalities. So when it comes to the temperament of your rat, from my experience, doesn't really matter where you get them from. All rats just end up being different. However, if you get from a breeder, it is more likely that you will get what you want. But as far as like temperament, but when it comes to if you could only buy from a pet store or get them as a breeder, as a feeder or whatever, you know, then you're in for a surprise. So just have a backup plan if, you know, if you feel like you don't like the personality or whatever, but, you know, try to give them a chance if you can. And, you guys, this is me just trying to answer questions that I haven't gotten to answer in a long time, so. Some people ask me corn snake versus ball python. typically, in my opinion, ball python is a good choice. Just because they're so much more calmer. In my opinion, ball pythons, they don't have that bad of a feeding response. A lot of people say that they're pretty finicky. I have had to feed a lot of ball pythons. Some of them don't eat, but there's very easy ways to get them to eat again. I love corn snakes, but they are a very active snake. They're very hyper. And I say this just from pure experiences. So, like, in the past, I interacted with a lot of, like, adult corn snakes and baby corn snakes. Very hyper, very alert. And ball pythons are more chill. But in my opinion, I always like ball pythons as a whole. I think that they're better for, like, kids to hold and stuff like that, because they usually don't want to do much. So, but it kind of just depends on your personality. They're both, for the most part, easy starter snakes. So, let me see if I can get any questions over here. Have you ever thought of getting a turtle? Not big on turtles, no. Alright, it's 26 minutes ago, it says, so we're only going to do this for a few more minutes, you guys. I'm getting a dog soon. Any tips that on chew toys? Chew toys are big because every dog is different. The chew toys I like to usually recommend are the Kong toys. But as with any chew toy, you really should supervise your dog when they're chewing toys and stuff like that. And just remember, I used to have so many people come to the store and ask, "Oh my God, my dog chewed up this chew toy in a matter of like minutes or whatever." If your dog is chewing up the chew toy right away like that, that dog is bored out of its mind. If you don't want that to happen, you need to pay attention to your dog a little bit more and take him out for runs. Throw the ball around a couple of times in the yard. Well, actually a lot, so they can get a lot of exercise. When dogs do stuff like that, a lot of the times they're just bored out of their mind. So when it comes to toys, no matter what toy you get them, no matter what, always pay attention to their physical health first, because a lot of things happen with them. I mean, studies have shown that dogs may naturally have ADHD, and I kind of believe that. So okay. But yeah, I really recommend the Kong toys. There's loads of other toys out there, but those are like my go-to chew toys. So when you are getting a dog. When are you getting a dog, MJ? I will get a dog, but I have to move out of where I live because I'm not allowed to have a dog. So can we talk about the orcas at SeaWorld? Huh, we could. I mean, you know, I'm really, like, I don't want to bash him too much, but I'm not a big supporter of SeaWorld. That stuff is just terrible, man. Poor babies. Do you think that I should get a leopard gecko or a crested gecko first for reptile? Okay, that's a good question. I think I probably get that asked really a lot too. So, in my opinion, leopard gecko. The reason why is because leopard geckos, they can't jump away from you, so they're a little bit easier to handle. All they can do is kind of run off your hands. Excuse me, you guys. I like crested geckos, but again, they're easier to lose. So if you're like first timing with reptiles or first timing with geckos or something like that, I recommend leopard geckos. They're by far definitely the easiest as far as handling and stuff. Usually they tend to not be as skittish. And leopard geckos, when you first get them, they will be very skittish, especially when they're babies, but it definitely gets better, trust me. I know Daigon, he walks on my hand like all the time. I've had Daigon since he was a baby, so he's probably used to me more than like any reptile here. But crested geckos are definitely great as far as maintenance. Like, their whole setup and the maintenance and all that kind of stuff is super duper crazy easy. So that's also, like, if you're just looking for something still easy to take care of, both of them take the cake, trust me. And, you know, they can definitely be tamed down as well. But, you know. Would you ever get a chinchilla? Maybe, but the problem is there's like so much temperature control. I'm not sure if I would do it, so. How to earn a mouse says trust. I need some love, MJ. I got you some love. Well, it's kind of just like, it's kind of like what I said before, you know. It's just about being around the animal's cage a lot and about, you know, talking around their cage a lot so they get used to your voice. A big trick that I like doing with a lot of my animals is I like to just stick my hand in the cage. No matter what animal it is, I'll stick my hand in the cage and... Sorry, I heard a weird noise. But I like to stick my hand in the cage and then just kind of like leave it there. I'll just leave it there for like a good 20 minutes while I'm on my phone, and that really works with a lot of animals. Okay, you guys, so I just wanted to make a quick stream. I don't want to make this like super long or anything like that. So I'm gonna head off now, you guys. I know this was a small live stream. It wasn't very long, but I just wanted to come by real quick. You can feed rats mango. I've done it. So far, so good. I've been doing mango for quite some time with my rats, and it's never been an issue. A lot of people say you can't, but I don't know. I've never had an issue with it. So, but yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna head off. I'm sorry I can't answer all you guys' questions, but I tried to go through some of my more recent comments that I had, and I tried to go through some of the comments in the live chat today. So I hope you guys have a good day. I gotta go run off to work soon. I had my first day at a new job for me. It's like a really fancy clothing shop, so I'm gonna look all dolled up and stuff like that. It's gonna be fun. But yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this live stream, and I will, one second, I will see you guys next time. Bye.